Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Cyclone and today we're going to be taking a look at 3 tropical systems around the equatorial regions of the world. Now we're looking at 99S, and invest in the southern hemisphere, which has a slight chance of slamming Mauritius as a tropical cyclone. We're looking at 96W in the western Pacific, which is forecasted to become a weak tropical storm as it moves over the Philippines. And the most important part of the video, saving it for last, the massive North Indian Ocean tropical cyclone that we are expecting. The GEFS has been really consistent on it, and the latest model runs, which came in minutes ago, have suggested that this storm is going to be just the monster we are dreading. We're going to hit it off right now with Invest 99S. Now here is the GEFS ensemble track. You can see that is a bit of a split. Half the models are taking it into the northern hemisphere, which just isn't possible. Unless this storm does turn into a high-pressure system or kills itself right now and then forms in the northern hemisphere. Just not likely. But the other half, which is more likely to happen, I'd give this about a 40% chance of occurring, is for the storm to head south towards Mauritius, towards Rodriguez, towards Madagascar, towards Reunion, and intensify into a weak tropical cyclone, probably of Category 1 or Category 2 proportions on the Australian scale. Nothing more. It is getting quite late into the season, so that would be really unlikely for it to get much stronger than that. But sea temperatures right now where the storm is are conducive, and this storm could theoretically get up to Category 3-4 with those sea temperatures. It's just wind shear that might be getting in the way of it a little bit. Now we're going to take a look at Invest 96W, and then we're going to go and have a look at the monster North Indian Ocean storm. Now here is the current model run with the GEFS. Now it's a bit of a split. Half the model's taking it south over sort of the southern regions, maybe even into Visayas, as a weak tropical storm. Nothing too significant, maybe 40 knots at the most. And then the other half are a little bit more concerning. As you can see, the storm is expected to move through Luzon as what looks to be a 100 knot plus typhoon. Exactly what Surigay looked like when it started getting picked up by the GEFS. So if that's any bit of foreshadowing for you, well, you've just got to keep on watching this system. Now, I reckon it is most likely to move into the Visayas region. That is the most what the trends have been going for. And every single run we see, it isn't likely to hit Luzon as a powerful tropical cyclone. But there is still that chance, as the models are saying, with that 100 knot pass with Luzon. So watch out for that. Keep an eye on Invest 96W. Now, by far the most important part of this video is, of course, the Arabian Sea tropical cyclone. It hasn't been tagged yet. It's still at least another few days out. But what a storm this one's expected to be. Now, for a little bit of backstory, the strongest Arabian Sea tropical cyclone was Tropical Cyclone Gonu back in 2007 with a central pressure of 898 millibars. This storm was forecast by the GFS to be an 890 millibar system last run. Thankfully, the GFS has woken up a little bit and has now decided to go with 905 millibars. Not much better, mind you. Very powerful, but still quite strong, and not as strong as what we were expecting. Here is the CMC on this storm. It's taken it into Pakistan as a 953 millibar storm. Very powerful indeed. That would be one of the strongest storms to impact Pakistan, if not the strongest storm. Here's the Icon model at 120 hours out. Already a significant storm by the Icon. High-res model as well. Very good model. The Icon is just wish it'd be a little bit longer range, but a significant storm developing. Oh, also a point to note, a large storm developing as well. This is going to take up at least half of the Arabian Sea, and by I mean the Arabian Sea. It's not a small place at all. It's comparable to the Atlantic Ocean. So it's a big place. This would be a huge storm if it did come to what the models were saying. Here's the ECMWF. This is another concerning run, but thankfully the ECMWF takes it away from land, curving it up just before it hits Oman. Still a very powerful system, 890 millibars likely from the ECMWF, but that tends to overestimate in these sort of storms, so I'd say the ECMWF will pull its finger out and go with 920 millibars. But the worst model of all is the GFS. This is a bad situation right now. Look at how strong this storm gets on approach to Oman. That is a very strong Category 5 with winds of at least 150 knots, if I'm not mistaken. Here is the IR satellite imagery, the simulated IR satellite imagery. What a mega storm this ends up becoming. Huge in size and very solid cloud tops all around it. This is going to be some beautiful cyclone. I really hope that it doesn't hit land. Big concern on that front. Look at the landfall imagery of this storm. What an awesome looking storm to make a landfall on Oman. Now, we had Gati of last year, which landfalled at Category 4, took it until it did to get to Category 3 status for the IMD to take any notice, so we hope that we don't get a repeat of Gati. But record strong landfall on Somalia. This storm would also be the strongest storm to make landfall on Oman. Off the top of my head, the strongest was a Category 3 tropical cyclone back a few decades ago. So, Category 5 storm likely making landfall with winds of at least 145 knots, pressure of 907 millibars. That would be catastrophic indeed. So if you are in Oman, you have to watch these models closely. If you're in Somalia as well, there is a slight chance this storm deviating south. There's a weak tropical system. Some model runs have sort of been iffy on that one there. We'll start to see more of that in the next few days if it does happen. Yemen, you also have to be on high alert. United Arab Emirates as well, you have to be on high alert with this system. India, Pakistan, all those coastal countries around the Arabian Sea need to be on high alert for this system because it could be coming for you. There is quite a fair amount of uncertainty at present time. And all I can say is that this is forecasted to be quite a strong storm. 99S, this Indian Ocean storm, and 96W all combining to make quite a busy next week for us. So we'll be very, very welcoming when this week finally does end. This storm is, the North Indian Ocean storm is likely to stick around for a little bit longer than that. So thankfully it should have 100% of our attention, but still quite significant. Another storm around the world right now is Tropical Storm Andreas, but that's completely killed itself. There is absolutely no point in discussing that. Anyways, that's all for me. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you do want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the main channel. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers. It's going to happen very, very soon, so make sure you're there before that. And anyways, that's about all for me, and I'll catch you all in the next storm. Goodbye.